Yeah, that's what happens to them. Count it up. Everyone who didn't make it today on Earth, it's because they didn't tune into the 3C Live. Hello and welcome, my beautiful movie peeps. Thank you so much for being here and joining me for another Friday live stream. We gotta have some sort of Friday live stream. So I'm asking too much. I need an intro, I need a graphic, I need a new logo, I need this, and I don't do anything to move that forward. Because I like to just sit on the couch and do this. I saw like a TikTok that said studies show scrolling is leading to higher Alzheimer's cases in younger kids. Well, younger adults, whatever, grown-ups. And I was like, oh, dang, how's she twerking like that? How's she make it clap like that? That's crazy. Oh, that's it. Had life-changing event, world dangerous information, and I went, scroll. Happens about 10 times a day. I don't know about you guys, though. I don't know about you guys. Hello and welcome again. Oh, I like that. People think that's supposed to be the Riz sound every time I do that. No, that's the speed face, okay? I get that all the time in the comments. Chris, that sound doesn't work. It's very faint, okay? Just quiet. You'll hear it. It's kind of an underrated one. It's kind of an underrated one. We got a lot of stuff to talk about here today, guys. All right, let's see. Some of the topics we're going to be discussing here. We got the trailer for the final season of The Boys. We're going to be looking at some boys. It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining. Smile 3 update. Good or bad? Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 3 update. You're going to be happy on who they just added onto the cast there. We got my thoughts on Ted Season 2. I was trying to savor those episodes. I was trying to make them last and enjoy. I burned through those in a couple of days, man. I also decided to check out the new Alan Ritchson Netflix movie War Machine. I'll give you my thoughts on that. Then we got Batman 2. Looks like there is some pretty big hints at where the villain and the overall arch enemy that Batman's going to be facing in that movie. We're going to talk about that. And someone has dropped what the plan is with Sony and the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. Because, my God, we're about to be 4, almost 3 months away. And no Sony. Can't you days, man. Don't do this to me. How is this now the new norm? We have a trailer a year out for Doomsday. Spider-Man? Not a... Green Lantern trailer leaked within an hour. DC was like, all right, here's the trailer. Spider-Man trailer leaked in December. We're about to go into March, and Sony's still like, did it leak? Oh, that's crazy. Oh, how's she twerking like that? They saw the same twerk TikTok. That's a callback right there. That's a joke callback. Oh, guys, come on. Nobody's doing it like me and the biz. Nobody. Okay. Let's go into all this. All that. Some people wondering how's Project Hail Mary. I did get to see it. Embargo is until how do I say it? The 10th, I believe the 10th. So that's when I can post my review. I'll give you my thoughts on that. People wondering how my little boy is doing. Oh, you know what? I was hoping someone would ask, because last night I took this photo of him, and right here I'm gonna have the perfect soundbite for it. Oh, I'm gonna have to turn it down because then the thing doesn't pick up. Ready? Oh yeah. We read that red lights mimics what they saw in the womb, and so it helps them go to sleep. It's been working for my kid. Red lights help him go. I was like, I knew there'd be a purpose. I knew there'd be some sort of magical connection to red lights. But it's just so hilarious walking by my son and seeing him basically get cooked like the meat at a Golden Corral. You know how they have that red light to keep the meat hot? I'm walking by my son headed to bed, and I'm looking at him going, yeah, I'll have it medium rare. Cut him up, please. Yeah, if you could add the barbecue sauce too, that'd be much appreciated. That's all I think about when I see him. I was like, man, my boy's under a heat lamp. He's no different than a lizard. Thank you for asking how he is. But all right, let's get on to the movie news and things people want to discuss. So let's start off with The Boys. So as you guys know, The final season of The Boys is approaching. Oh, hang on, I gotta switch out of. That way we don't get ads. Sorry. Gotta get into the other can here. There we go. There we go. All right, cool. The Boys. Okay, so we got the final trailer that just revealed for season 5. This is going to be the ending of the show, and I'm liking the direction here. It's definitely got me. It's definitely letting us in on things we didn't know about. So, like, one, now we know Homelander's overall plan. He's trying to find the original Compound V. That is going to involve bringing his biological dad back, Soldier Boy. You and this opening line that he told him is just crazy, man. How do you say that to somebody when you wake up?
I need you, Father.
I gotta pause it for copyright reasons, but let's build up that suspense here.
Did you fuck me? What?
Did you? Did you, Homelander? Now, this is a callback to something that actually happens in the comics, dude. That's crazy, dude. One thing about The Boys, this is probably one of those rare times where the live action adaptation is genuinely better than the comic book adaptation. Some of you guys know when the Boys first came out, I actually was a reader of the Boys comic, but very quickly I had to stop, man, because Garth Ennis and what you were doing in there, it was just, anytime a superhero came out, best believe they had a fetish. They were about to grape somebody. It was a 1% chance any new character you meet was actually a good person. And after like a 30 issues of that, you're just like, that's enough, man. I've had it. That's all I can take. It's crazy, but they definitely have set up some stuff. And with the Deep, this is going to be controversial already, but it feels like they're setting something up that is going to get some people mad, because there is throughout here, maybe I can find the right moments, but the Deep, he's turned into a podcaster, man. Right here, he's gone podcasting. He's got signs that say men's lives matter, equality, men unite, real men. Okay, there is only one thing I think they can do with this, and I don't know if they have the balls to do it. The chat is on, this person's on the right track. Devilly, man, you sure are devilly. Bro, if they actually do it, I will, oh, that is going to be a crazy day online. Who knows, man? They might have him get Kirk. That would be wild, but it feels like that's what they're setting up, and The Boys has not shied away from tackling things like this in its real life. That would be pretty, like, oh, dude, the internet's going to go crazy, because there's still a lot of people who watch The Boys, and they don't realize that they're being made fun of. I think last season it was an eye-opener for a lot of people, being like, why are these guys with red hats idiots? Okay, I'm gonna hit the next episode, Amazon. But okay, so we'll see. That could be it. Either way, whether they do a Kirk or not, the Deep is dying, right? I mean, as a character, he's someone that I think is unredeemable. You might like him, you might find him funny. That's fine and all. He's had its moments and had some weird stuff. But what he did to Starlight in that first season, was it episode 1? He's been on borrowed time, and he's been needing to die. So I think the Deep is going to be one of the characters that die for sure. Obviously, we're thinking Homelander. Crazy to see him at the White House if they're actually going to let him, I don't know, reign over and actually rule for a little bit. We'll see. But Homelander for sure needs to die. The question is, how do they do it, right? Who's going to do it? I think the obvious choice is Butcher. Oi, Homelander don't kill me wife and stole me bloody son. Beep, boop, boom. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good Butcher impression. And he's got these tentacle powers. He's hentai man, I think.
Let's get to work, yeah?
And yeah, I think the most obvious and satisfying choice is that Butcher is the one to kill him. But Butcher has slowly also become a very irredeemable character. Been doing a lot of stuff that I just think is like, well, it's hard to root for you. I'm still up for your mission, but he also wants to kill all soups, not just Homelander. So whatever Butcher's plan is to kill Homelander, it's going to involve also finding a way to eradicate everybody, right? Man, I'm so sorry, guys. In about a second, I'm gonna have to go take a pee break. I've been chugging water all day, and I could feel it fighting, and I'm losing the battle here. So Give me a sec. But anyways, back to it. Hey, what's the boys without a golden shower? Am I right? Anyways, okay, there. But other than Homelander and I think the Deep, we also got who are the other maybe not so obvious people that could end up biting the bullet. I really thought Frenchie last season was done for. I'm thinking Frenchie might be one. An unexpected one that would definitely hit hard is Mother's Milk. He was also crossing some lines that was making him kind of. I'd hate for Mother's Milk to die. I think Richie would be another one. Starlight, I don't think would be happening. Kamiko, maybe. Especially with her talking now, that could be one. Ryan, yeah, I think Ryan could be one also. He's headed down a dark path, that kid. Already he's looking like the grown-up version of that, what was that James Gunn produced movie where it was evil Superman? All I'm saying is I'm excited, dude. And I hope they nail it. I'm very curious about the spin-off shows they got going on because I did watch Gen V the first season and I enjoyed it. I do have to jump back on season 2. I didn't get around to it. I'm still mourning the loss of the actor, and I'm like, how are they going to fix that in? But I have to because I want to be caught up for season 5. But they have 2 other shows, right? They have a prequel show that's going to star Soldier Boy, and I forget the name, but it was a character that was like in season 3, the racist white girl. And it's going to go back to the early days of like superheroes being around. That could be kind of interesting. But then there was another show where I was like, that's also in, how would that work? It was basically The Boys, but set in Mexico. And I don't know why. I kind of would like to see where that takes us. And oh, we just got some breaking news. That'll be the next topic. Awesome. Good to know. We'll discuss that here in a second. But yeah, so I'm all in. I'm excited for it. I hope it ends well. Last season, although not a bad season, it was definitely a season that was showing its cracks, showing how thin the plot was getting. And man, because season 1 through 3 of The Boys just knockout. 4, it was taking some dips and it was feeling a little played out. I'm glad now they're going to go out with a bang and all that. And we'll just see if those spin-off shows are any better here. So, all right. We're definitely going to go on to the next topic. I got to unfortunately take a potty break. I'll be right back, y'all. I'm here. So sorry, guys. So sorry. That was someone said I hear him, ban him. Ban him. You had to have raised your volume to its peak height, plugged it into a Bluetooth speaker with 2 amps and cranked it up to be able to hear me, man. That's some craziness right there. That's some craziness right there. I knew this was going to be the question, and yes, I did. Yeah. Bathroom is literally right outside here. It would have taken me 10 seconds. All right, enough. Let's be professional now. Let's move on to this breaking news that is happening right now. I saw some people bringing this up before the stream, but it felt like some BS rumor. Now, it looks like it's actually real here. Let's see if it's the first thing that pops up. No, okay. Monsters, Inc. It looks like we are actually going to be getting that 3rd movie, and all I gotta say is, it's about time. How did it take you this long to make a 3rd Monsters, Inc.? I'm gonna say something a little controversial here, but I'm gonna be like, y'all waited a little too long, is all I'm gonna say. Okay, so this is coming from the Wall Street Journal. Please don't be an article I have to pay for. Sometimes they be doing that, and it is. Oh. The details are going to remain mysterious here, but okay, we'll get the preview real quick. Okay. I got into Tennis because it was easier to do. Monsters Inc. up. Okay, all this. Cars, Ratatouille. Nope. Okay, they hid the good stuff deep in the article, but it was Pixar needs its next hit franchise. Can its reluctant leader deliver? Oh, okay. I think they're actually doing well. I mean, they had Inside Out 2. That made a billy. They have Toy Story 5, which clearly is going to make a billy. They have Incredibles 3 on the way. That's probably going to do very well. If they bust out another Cars, just on merchandise alone, they'll do well. Monsters Inc. 3 makes sense to me, okay? I love that first Monsters Inc. I think that's obviously one of Pixar's classic. And with Hoppers having been released this weekend, you know, Pixar is a topic of conversation again. I posted my review on Hoppers. I think it was a really great movie that had a hint of that Pixar magic. Not going to be one of their classics, not going to be one of their top 10 best, but still really good, nice emotional connection. It's a different tone than a lot of the other Pixar movies, and it has a pretty dark, like I said, almost Goosebumps kind of third act where if you take a 4 or 5-year-old, be ready for them to kind of shield their eyes a little bit in that third act because it gets a little wild. But a fun, good movie. Monsters Inc. is one of those where I'm like, why is it taking so long to get to a third one? That in itself is just such a great premise. And where they've left the world, I would like to peek back in and see the progression of where that's left us. I get they did Monsters University, which I thought was okay. I got to be honest, I'm not a big lover of Monsters University. I don't hate it. Not like I hate Incredibles 2. I don't hate Incredibles 2, but I was very let down by Incredibles 2. Monsters University, I wouldn't say let me down, but it was not as good as Monsters Inc. I'm curious, you know, a lot of people I think will go with like the obvious plot of, oh, Boo's been grown up. She has a daughter or a son now, and now they get to meet them. That's kind of like the typical thing. I don't think that they would go that far, but, you know, a return of Boo wouldn't be bad. She could be Boo with 3 O's. Hire me, Pixar. I got this. So yeah, let's do it. Monsters Inc. 3. The only reason I was mentioning y'all waited a little too long is let's look up some of these voice actors, okay? Monsters Inc. voice actor. Hey, little too far? Too far? No, Billy Crystal. All right, let's look up Billy Crystal's age. Mike Wazowski, Billy Crystal age. 77. Okay, no, that's still pretty good. Average life expectancy has been hit though. Let's just be honest. John Goodman. Is this a messed up segment to have? Maybe, but it's a realistic segment we must have. 73. Okay, so in their 70s. They definitely got at least one Monsters Inc. in them. But we could have been at Monsters Inc. 4 by now, I think, you know? I was also, the other topic of conversation with Monsters Inc., they did have the Monsters Inc. show, which a lot of people let me know actually wasn't done by Pixar, which was probably why it was a bit of a letdown. Because not that it was a bad show, but man, it was definitely geared towards kids. And I know we're like, well, kid, isn't the first movie towards kids? Yes and no. The first movie, sure, it's a kids movie, but adults can enjoy it. And that was always the magic of Pixar, right? It's to me, it's always Pixar is adult stories through the lens of a kid. That's the Pixar magic. To me, that has been the motto in my head canon of what's made them work. And something like Monsters at Work was just clearly a show that would pop on like, you know, Nick Jr. or, you know, Disney Kids, whatever their version of that was. That's what this show would pop up. It'd be like a Max and Ruby. It's for that. And that is fine. Some people liked it, some not, you know? Some people, but I say 6'7" by accident, didn't mean to, gang. Didn't mean to. All I'm saying is, yeah, I welcome it. I'm looking forward to it, but also keep in mind the way animation and all that works. Gonna be a long time. Gonna be a minimum of 3 years unless it's secretly been in production. Gonna be a long time. I mean, let's just even look at like Toy Story 5. When was Toy Story 4? Which does not feel that long ago, but when we look at like the release date, okay, 2019. A lot's happened since then, dude. Like pre-pandemic. Are you kidding me? Pre-pandemic Woody? Can you think about your life and how long that's been now? 2026, 7 years, dude. That's wild to think about, dude. So like 7 years between sequels. if this is just getting announced and all that, and we still don't even know about Incredibles 3, which we know is on the horizon. Yeah, but all I'm saying is, yeah, I want it. I'm just surprised it hasn't happened. Hopefully, it's not another prequel. Because I'd like to see what happens. Maybe there's a rivaling company. They can't be the only source of energy in the monster world. They're just one company there. Maybe some other company's like, no, we scare in the old way. Make monsters great again. All I'm saying, you don't know. You don't know. There's got to be one guy who's like, I love scaring the crap out of kids. I love watching them wet their pants, scream to their mother. And now I have to do stand-up comedy? Oh, I hate that Mike Wazowski. I'm just... We'll see, though. Come on, there's got to be... A lot of monsters must have been pissed. They're like, I was born ugly and I had a purpose. Now what? All right, let's move on to Smile 3. As you guys know, we had Smile 2 that came out 2 years ago now. Wow, dude, time flies, man. I'm gonna be in the ground before you know it, dude. I thought Smile 2 was awesome. I thought this was like a major improvement on Smile 1, which Smile 1 was already a pleasant surprise. Because when I first saw the trailers and everything leading into the first Smile movie, I thought it was like one of those BS studio horror movies that I'm like, really? A demon that smiles at you? Turned out to be one of the creepiest premises, that monster they have and all that. And so everything that was good about the first was amplified times 10 with Smile 2. And I still contend, Naomi Scott, it's not exaggeration, she should have deserved an Oscar nom. She was phenomenal in this role. She was great. And obviously, at the end of this movie, they opened the door for a really crazy third Smile movie. Now, seems like we're gonna get it, whether it is that plot or not, but there is some caveats here. So it says here, rumor, Parker Finn might wipe the smile off Smile 3. Here it goes. Dead Central can confirm that a third Smile is in the works, but will franchise creator Parker Finn return to direct? Not according to regular insider Jeff Snyder, who responded to a rumor that Finn was likely to return, countering that he had heard he's unlikely to get back behind the camera for the third installment. We've heard the same. Finn is a hot filmmaker at the moment and has been in the mix of several major projects, one of which I'm praying comes to fruition. Now that is exciting on its own because yes, Parker Finn is the next Zach Kreger, the next, I think he's already there as Zach Kreger, but Parker Finn, dude, his improvement from Smile 1 to Smile 2 as a director is someone that I'm curious whatever his next movie is. Whatever Parker Finn is doing next in the horror sphere, immediately want to see it. Immediately going to be on my most anticipated list because I think he has that good of an eye. And he's also another inspiring story of a guy who just posted a short film and he got the Hollywood deal and now he's making it happen. So I totally get him not coming back for the third Smile movie because his talents could probably go elsewhere and you don't want to box yourself into just perfecting Smile movies. I think every creator would want to get outside that bubble and if they can do more. And I think Smile 2 was as good as he was going to get with the Smile franchise. Now it's time to move on to something else. So very curious, especially at what they're alluding to. And maybe we'll find out in the coming months or a year what this next project is because he has kind of gone radio silent since then and we don't know. But man, it's something that he says I'm coming to fruition. Makes me think it's an IP. It's a well-known property. It can't just be, oh, he's doing a vampire movie. Okay, well, we'll see what that is. Oh, he's doing a Frankenstein movie. We'll see. We'll see. But with that said, for the third Smile movie, again, if you haven't seen Smile 2, slight spoilers for the ending, but they basically set up that by the end of Smile 3, the way the curse gets passed on to you is you witness somebody with the Smile curse killing themselves, and thus you have the Smile curse, and you basically have like 7 days or 2 weeks, whatever it is, until you're the next one up. Now, there are some ways to beat the Smile curse. You have to kill somebody else in front of somebody watching, then you give it to them, and you survive, and you're good. We tried seeing that happen at the opening of the first movie, but the second movie, but it didn't end up working out. But the idea that a whole concert, a whole stadium witnessed this happening, and now this dude's gonna be busy. He said, "Hey, Clarice, my schedule is booked. Tell Satan I can't do lunch. Olive Garden, no, you know I don't like that place. They always mess up the breadsticks. They're soggy now. Pre-pandemic, they were warm, fluffy, and they had texture. I don't know what they're doing now. Just nothing but crappy ingredients. That's the conversations they have in hell, if you didn't know. But I'd like to see it, but I'd just be afraid they wouldn't do it. And man, if anybody was going to do it, it was going to be Parker Finn, because that would be his big idea. Realize what I'm afraid of is Smile 3 is going to start with the demon already being like on the final two people in that audience. That we're going to have like a news report of some guy being like, and the strange phenomenon of the Skyly Reed audience dying one by one. We are left now with 4 survivors. Time's a ticking. Will they face the music like the other 400? That would be my worst. I'm like, seriously, we just went through 400 random people dying and now we're down to like the last 5. It could easily go down that way. But if not, it could also just be a completely different story. It could also be wiped away that like all these people at a concert just died a week later. In other news, McDonald's is bringing back the McRib. That's how they distract you, by the way, Keep your eye out. Stay woke, guys. Stay woke. All I'm saying is I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, I don't think it's going to be as good without Parker Finn, but maybe it might. Maybe it might. You never know. You guys let me know. Smile 3, what would you like the premise? Are you okay with the original creator not coming back? And what would you like to see Parker Finn do? Because he's obviously working on something and he's rumored attached to something. Imagine if it was Friday the 13th. Oh, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Someone said, I love the McRib. I tried the McRib once. I fell into the hype of the McRib because everybody talks about it and it's this big deal. It's back. It's back. It felt like biting into rubber. And I like some Mickey D's. I'm not trying to act high and mighty. In fact, not even kidding. Hand to the Lord. Had Mickey D's right before this stream. I'm probably gassy right now and you don't even know it. But when I had the McRib, I'd say, like 5 years ago, and I took that bite, disappointment. I said, this is what y'all hyping up? This is what y'all get excited for every 6 months? Pfft. I more want to try that other burger that the CEO barely took a bite of. Y'all been seeing that go around? The McDoubler or whatever they call that? Maybe I need to give the McRib another. Someone said unsubscribe. Don't you slander the McRib. Yeah, I was not a fan of it whenever I first tried it. All right, let's move on. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. So, as you guys know, we just talked about it. The Pinocchio horror movie just had a trailer. In fact, hopefully I'm allowed to say this and they don't get mad. I had one of the producers of the Blood and Honey, since they gave me a little cameo, in the second a voice cameo. He messaged me after I talked about it on the channel, and he said, so far, the Pinocchio movie has been their highest test screening audience. So this is looking to be like the best movie in the Pooh-niverse, connected to the Winnie the Pooh universe. That's how good things have gone for them, and that's awesome, because I do want to see it, and I hope it turns out good. But also, what they are filming, I believe this summer, is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 3. And we have gotten some updates. I've talked to you guys already. They're going to change the designs again. So this is the look of Tigger, the updated look. I think Pooh is somewhere in here if I can find him. But, oh yeah, this is going to be the new look of Pooh. So it looks like they're evolving more animalistic. Not bad if they actually make it look good and he can still hold an expression. Not a bad look, although I was a fan of the last look. Definitely not a fan of that look. Well, we got an update to a new character that is going to be introduced that I don't believe was in the last movie, and that is the rabbit character. Let me see. There was some art that was going around. Maybe I can find it. If you guys can tag me. Let's see. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I know it's got to be up here. I gotta be careful because I think there's some tatas in that movie, man. They're gonna show up. Here we go. Here's the look at the rabbit. This is the prosthetic work. It looks like he's coming to life. Honestly, does not look half bad. It looks pretty creepy. Any of you who've watched my channel for a long time, I don't have a lot of horror ideas. I need to honestly put my noggin to work. But one idea I've always had is a horror movie with a rabbit, a la Bugs Bunny, kind of like. This is not a bad look. I like that look and then all that stuff. Well, we found out who the voice of this rabbit is actually going to be. And now I'm like, dang, this is actually going to be cool. So let me see if I can go to it. Dread Central. They've been on point with all this stuff. Where's the news? Here we go. They have it here. Oh, they removed the... Was the article wrong? Have I been fished? No. The article, as you guys said, it was here 7 hours ago. The article's missing now. I wonder if they had to be removed. I'll do some investigating. But it was said that they cast Roger L. Jackson, the voice of Ghostface, to be the voice of the rabbit in Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Now, if you guys don't know, a lot of the Winnie the Pooh characters, whether it's Pooh, Tigger, the owl, Piglet, all these characters are kind of inspired by other horror icons. So Winnie the Pooh is kind of like a Michael Myers. So that's his persona. He's very just quiet, stoic Michael Myers. The vulture, or is it the vulture character? The owl character is more like Pinhead. That's the vibe they gave him. Tigger is Freddy Krueger. And so giving Roger L. Jackson, if it ends up being true, because now that article is gone, I got to look into that. It looks like the Ghostface personality is going to be the personality they give to the rabbit. Oh, I think that's actually pretty cool. Now, let me just look that up real quick. See if Dread Central deleted their article here, because I don't want to. And yeah, I got a direct line. I'll message him and be like, is this true? Is this not? Did you just smile? This and that. The Yeti movie. Oh, it's still backroom stuff. I'll take the rabbit to my back room with a Roger L. Jackson voice. It is missing right now. Okay, so we have to do some more research and figure it out. But oh, it was up there, y'all. It was up there. I'll have to message them and I'll keep you updated. I'll leave it in the comment or in the description if they get back to me. But hey, y'all saw it here, man. The article's still right there. But it looks like they erased it. Dang. Might have been our hopes up. But I was like, it didn't seem all that surprising to me because they got the voice of Robert Englund to be Jiminy Cricket in the Pinocchio movie. Robert Englund's a big horror icon. And if they were able to afford him to do that, I'm like, why wouldn't they be able to afford Ghostface to do a voice? Now, I'm sure he probably wasn't going to sound like, what's his face? Like Ghostface. It was probably going to be a different rendition. I mean, the guy's also done the voice of Mojo Jojo, and that's a very different voice, you know? I can't see him do it. But, hey, there goes one of the topics, though. But I'll update y'all, and I'll let you know. Still, though, the rabbit is going to be there. This is the prosthetic work that they are using. The voice might be Roger L. Jackson. We'll see. If not, though, looks like that could be the personality that they do. Throwing it off to you guys. Are you still excited for this? As another thing that some of you guys were mentioning that I'll take a quick look at it. But, man, the Poohniverse stuff is the only stuff that's genuinely getting me excited because at least there's like an Avengers buildup to it. But there's these Wizard of Oz horror movies coming out now, and they just came out. Well, look at this. What is this? Oh, goodness. I believe this is also the same company. This is the same company that I think produces the... It's not in the Poohniverse, though, but I think it's the same producing partners. All right, let's see this nonsense. My goodness.
Excuse me, do you know if the trails up ahead are marked?
Those trails are marked, all right. Marked in blood. They used to say...
That's their yellow brick road. That's the budget they had for the yellow brick road. That's the yellow brick trail. These guys... I mean, you're always... They're like, hey, we need a couple bricks, man.
Marked in blood. They used to say those woods are where the hollow chest hunts.
Every town has that.
Oh, I'm guessing that's is that Dorothy right there? She's got the ruby red Converse. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Gotta click your knees together or something.
Every town has their campfire stories.
What's the end of the trail? This is the end.
It's the same 10 bricks. They even said end of the trail.
This is not Emerald City.
So, marked by blood. Some Google review that. We'll be cautious.
course she won't save you.
Oh, that's a lot of babies. Oh, the Tin Man. Oh, dude. The Did like the Wizard of Oz recently join public domain? Why is there so many Wizard of Oz horror movies now? The Rise of Tin Man.
Oh my god.
We need to
I
leave.
hope Ethan Slater's behind the mask. Oh my goodness. That's a crazy shit. All in the day's work. I'm dating Ariana.
He tore them open like it was nothing.
Oh, he's trying to regain all his body parts. He wants a heart. This'll go nice for the cowardly lion. Okay, I've seen enough. Crazy though we're still doing this. There's only so many of these I can watch now. They all end up feeling exactly the same. When I watched those 3 Popeye movies back to back, it literally made me go back to the Winnie Pooh movies, and I'm like, at least there's some sort of lore building. There's some sort of evolution thing trying to be introduced. Again, still not amazing movies, still not great films, but if I'm gonna watch them, I at least like them to do something with it here. But that's crazy. That's crazy stuff. Someone said Chris could never. You're right. I honestly couldn't. I'm laughing. I'm joking. I don't know. For all I know, this is as good as I could do. I would have at least 11 bricks. They had 10. I'll put in the extra penny for 11. You guys let me know though. You guys let me know your thoughts on this. All right. We're gonna go into a couple of reviews. To some stuff that's happened. Ted season 2, and then the Netflix War Machine, and then we'll get right back into the news with Batman and Spider-Man. So let's move on here. Ted season 2. So this came out. You guys know the first season of Ted. I was joking around about season 1, and I thought, dude, what a dumb idea. Like, Ted, just give us a third Ted movie. No one wants to watch a show. Why are you even doing this? And that ended up being one of the funniest seasons of TV. Seth MacFarlane definitely pulled out his Family Guy humor, but it was like Family Guy in their prime. A lot of good stuff. The cast is also great. Good family dynamic with the father, the mother. It was great. If you have not seen season 1, highly recommend it. And so it was a good hit. I quite enjoyed it. And I was like, all right, season 2. Bummer is, it's looking to be the final season. I guess a lot of that is because it is expensive to do the VFX work for Ted. And I mean, it shows. Ted is seamless in both season 1 and season 2. I'm watching the show and I don't even think twice about this being a digital effect. My mind has already gone, that teddy bear is real. He's actually alive out there, and I hope I get to meet him. Hopefully he does Comic-Cons. You think I can hug him? That's how I look at Ted, because that's how good they got it. And boy, there were some other visual effects this season, but let me get on to my overall thoughts. Still a banger. Still a great season of television. Still really funny. I don't want to get into too much spoilers or things per episode because I hope there's other people out there that are savoring it, not just binging it like I did the past couple days, but I couldn't help it, man. It was just funny after funny. One of the first episodes they do is right here. It's where they call a sex phone line and they're racking up the bill. And then a detective has to come in and figure out who was doing this on school property. I loved it. I think my favorite episode this season had to have been the Dungeons and Dragon episode. I thought they got really creative with that, and it also lets you show maybe why the show gets expensive, because they don't just waste the VFX on Ted. They did a lot of cool world building, and there's this crazy looking demon. I thought that was a big highlight of the season. I had a good laugh with that. Surprisingly, a character that like has been growing on me, because it's funny because he's like a terrible guy, but he's so freaking funny, is the dad. The dad character, Marty, he is so funny to me. His outrage, his outbursts, and just the way they can mirror his mind and political views in a comedic way, not getting into like, I think it's so funny. They had a whole episode where it's about the OJ trial. And just his reaction to that or his non-reaction to it, I thought was so funny. And was also just a great way of making fun of like the way we kind of dig in our news. I love that episode. And he was just someone that like constantly makes me laugh, the dad character. I thought that was a good one. another standout that is a good part of this is it's not just about Ted, the mom. The mom character also has her own kind of dedicated episode where I won't say where she's at, but it is funny. Susan has to go somewhere and leave the family behind. And where we follow Susan and what she is doing this whole time. Oh, Maddie. Sorry, I said Marty. Thank you. It's because he there's an episode where he works at Dunkin' Donuts and they give him nameplate. It's Marty. Sorry, that's why my mind went there. But anyways, I thought that was such a great episode. Susan in that environment had me cracking up. And it's just like a stellar cast. And I think I'm agreeing with people. I think I like the show better than the movie. I think the first movie still up there and just as good as these shows. I'm not a big fan of Ted 2. It has its moments and it has funny parts in it, but I never could get really into Ted 2. Yeah, like I said, there's funny parts within the movie, and they even kind of make a joke at that at the end of this season, which I thought was hilarious. But I think show way better than Ted season 2, and I think on par, or I wouldn't argue with those who say they like the Ted show better than the movie because it's gotten that good. And so to me, it's kind of a travesty that they're not going to do a season 3, that they're not going to milk this wonderful cast, great dynamic, awesome premise and setting, the 90s. Like, you sometimes forget because I'm watching, I'm like, oh, this isn't set in the 80s. You think 80s because you're seeing a lot of like iconography and references to pop culture 80s stuff, but it's set in the 90s, and I'm like, that's such a refreshing kind of time to do that. I really hope or wish that they at least do one more season, give us a nice closing 3-season arc. But even when you get to the final episode of this season and the way the narrator ends it, it feels very much like they don't have plans for another one. Like they're ending it here, and it segues us into the first and second Ted movie if you want. But dude, just awesome. Awesome. See, I really don't have many negatives. Like, and this isn't even, I know people are going to take it the wrong way. I think the only negative sometimes is the Blair character. And that's because she's purposely made to be the friction, the overtly annoying character, again, reflecting the people in our world who take social activism too far. But she even had a really interesting episode that I wasn't expecting them to take that far, where I'll just say she has to deal with a certain conundrum. She gets sick, and then something happens in the following. I didn't expect them to take it that far or go that deep, but it shows you where the show is willing to go and how much it's willing to tackle that stuff, where as far as like the sitcom formula, you would never really see an episode like that back in the day. You would see it taken maybe too seriously and it would lose all its comedy. Here, they still find a way to keep it funny. I thought that was good. But so yeah, Blair is the only character where I wish they just wouldn't make her so much of the Debbie Downer, but I guess that's also the purpose, to be the contrast from Maddie, who's just constantly just yelling and being angry. But Susan's the GOAT. Susan, like I said, is top tier. And even the kid who plays young, I like him better than Mark Wahlberg. Can I say that? I like the way the season ends and transitioning him to become Mark Wahlberg. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that's a characteristic of John in the movies. I kind of just like the way this guy is. So I love it. I think it's good. If anything, maybe it'll just give, who owns it? Universal? Maybe it just gives Universal the idea like, hey, people still love Ted. People still think it's funny. Let's just make Ted 3 instead of another season. I'd be open to it, especially if you bring us a modern day Blair. Curious who they would have that be played by, you know. But then again, I'd hate missing out on this family and these group, because they are honestly what makes it so funny. Now, yes, that's also the other thing. I've heard this rumor. I don't know how accurate it is, but supposedly instead of continuing the show, they're going to do it animated. My biggest issue with that is then it just becomes another Family Guy. It just becomes within that Seth MacFarlane bubble of like American Dad, Family Guy, and now the Ted series. I think there is a charm to the live actionness, to the feel of this and these characters. Sure, they could be the voices of it. I still don't think it would reign the same familiarity. Now, again, I'm saying all this with the irony that when this show first got announced, I was like, you can't beat Mark Wahlberg. You can't beat Mila Kunis and all that and what's going on. Why even attempt this? Who's this guy? He doesn't even look like Mark Wahlberg. And look at what I'm seeing now we could be on a path when the first season comes out, I'm like, oh, this is actually funnier than the live action show. Keep this going. So we'll see. But to me, it just feels like this already has Family Guy isms, but the live actionness stands it apart. The time period, the characters feel different. I feel like if then you go animated, it becomes too similar, and then it's just it doesn't have that same charm. But this is my opinion. All I'm saying is Ted Season 2 is great, though. Ted Season 2 is great. Loved it. Curious how it turns out. Oh, there's one last thing I do want to talk about with this. Glad I didn't forget. Okay, there is a cameo in the Dunkin' Donuts episode that I was just talking about earlier. And there's been some controversy, okay? I don't want to spoil too much who the cameo is because it's not even the real life person. But the real life person they're making fun of or using that scene, it's found out now that they used AI to bring that person to life. And it's caught a conversation again because it's the use of AI. Now, Seth MacFarlane specifically said they used AI as a tool and there were still artists. So it wasn't like the cameo was AI generated. They didn't go into like Sora or whatever AI and just say, can you make this guy appear in a Dunkin' Donuts? Thank you, boom, bada bing, hit a button. No, it seems like they were using it in a source of reference. And to me, it's tough because you guys know I'm against AI, but it's becoming so apparent. It's just not going to go away in our industry. And we have to find a way to use it in a way that it only helps the artist and not replace or get rid of so many people. And I think the way it was used, from my understanding, I think is all right. Because at the end of the day, it was still artists and it was still people tinkering. What it sounds like is they used tons of real life footage referencing that person they wanted to cameo, because Seth MacFarlane also said they tried CGI, they tried prosthetics, and both looked terrible. But if I'm being honest, as a comedy show, I think that would have made it funnier. Bad CGI or a guy having terrible prosthetics trying to look like that person, I think would have added to the comedic effect. But at the same time, as much as I hate to admit it, the AI effect looked really dang good. It's one of the best uses of like faking a person's face in a show. There's still some uncanny moments within it, but man, was it convincing enough where I was like, this is like passable. This is like, I would think if the person was that age, they stepped onto the set and did it. That's how good it looked. It was crazy. So in that sense, it's a conversation to be had. And like I said, it feels like they used it as a tool. They didn't just like type it into a program, hit generate, and they created it. It was used in the way an animation artist would build something and all that. So it was still just something interesting, but that cameo in itself and the way it was used and the payoff joke to it, hilarious. I thought it was so funny. There we go. But I'd love to know from you guys. No, it wasn't a real guy. It was, maybe they found someone that looked like the guy, but at the end of the day, entire face, deep fake / AI technology. The way, you know, like in Civil War, they had young Robert Downey Jr. or like, you know, all the other movies where they like DH somebody. It's DH technology, but with AI assistance. And I think that's what made it look so convincing. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. You guys let me know, though. All right. And then the next review before we get back into some news, there was a Netflix movie that I was actually kind of interested in, mainly because of the star and premise, titled War Machine. Now, this isn't the Marvel, this isn't part of the Marvel universe. This is starring Alan Ritchson, and it's basically Predator meets Terminator. The premise is a bunch of soldiers who are put on this like special task force. They're like the best of the best. They've trained so hard. They've gone through a big regimen. And so it's like a group of the best soldiers. They're setting out in the woods to do a mission, and they encounter this alien robot that starts hunting them down one by one. That's basically it. So it's, like I said, Predator meets Terminator, jungle full of soldiers, and they're going after this alien thing that happens to be a robot. Okay, if this trailer at all gave you interest and made you want to watch the movie, I think if you keep that expectation of it's just soldiers versus a robot, you'll be satisfied enough. But to me, definitely understand why this went straight to streaming and not a theatrical release. Because I look at this and I think of Alan Ritchson. He's an upcoming star. After Jack Reacher, I feel like the guy should have been catapulted to doing more movies, becoming a modern day, The Rock or Dave Bautista, just with his size and stature, and giving us, those action heroes we don't get anymore. Because I do like his demeanor, his way of acting. I feel like he'd be good in it. And he is good in this role. His character has like an emotional backstory, and there's a reason he joins this soldier team. But it's all surface level stuff. There's not much depth to it. And if anything, it's extremely predictable. My biggest negative with the movie, other than its obvious predictable nature and that it's just Predator meets Terminator and nothing more. And so you shouldn't expect much. I think I was let down by the robot design in here. This thing, they don't even give it a name for it, but this war machine. I feel like you could have kept the same basic boring plot, but man, if you give us a kind of a different robot design or a different kind of alien robot kind of deal, this movie could have done so much more. Because even the way the movie ends and tries to set up a sequel, right now, I'd actually watch that sequel. I'd be down as long as in the sequel you change the robot design and you give us something new. But yeah, because it kind of just felt like a Temu version of the RoboCop. What's his name? I forget what's the robot called? RoboCop robot. What's it? You guys know what E2E2 or what's it called? This thing. It just felt like a Temu version of that. Like this was Ed 209. Thank you, Ed 209. Like this thing was. I remember watching this in RoboCop, and the way it just like blasted that guy out the window. This thing goes from being like it walks like so slow, but then magically teleports like 100 feet in front of him. It has the ability to, like, when it jumps off things, it has rockets so it could slow down. I'm like, why can't it just fly? And then some of its technology is innovative because it has like a plasma beam. Okay, that's alien-esque, and we don't really have plasma guns. But then its other tech is very much not alien, very just regular grenade bombs, rockets. I'm like, I couldn't have done something more. They do set up how impenetrable it is, and I was kind of let down by the way he fights it at the end. I thought, like, okay, I guess it ties back to the beginning, whatever. All I'm saying is I think right now it's like a 7 for me in terms of just like, I wasn't expecting much. It's a streaming movie that I'm just popping on. I didn't have to change and go to the theater, and expectations were set higher. Because if I saw this in the theater, I'd be walking out saying, wait for streaming, guys. But it is on streaming, and I'd say, if you saw the trailer and this looked like something you just, for sure, good enough. That's kind of all. So I enjoyed it for what it was. Wish there was a little bit more depth, more whatnot. But if this does well and people watch it, Netflix will obviously greenlight another one, especially if the way they set up a sequel by the end of it. And the sequel idea doesn't sound bad, but I definitely would want a different robot than for them to go after. So I'll say for streaming, good enough. Good enough. I liked about it. Someone said mid-pack. Yeah, basically mid. 7 is still good. Yeah. Looks kind of like the Helldivers robot. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Lizard in Fortnite. I did see that. Netflix movies are mid. Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's been a while since like a Netflix movie's really swept me under. But I mean, I didn't hate this. I wasn't underwhelmed by this the way I was with what was it? Was it not Red Notice? What was it? Red State or whatever it was called? The Ryan Reynolds whatchamacallit? Rock movie. Like that was just a movie that was so expensive, so big. Electric State. What was the other one? Underground 6, things like that. It's no K-pop Demon Hunters, nothing like that. But to me, it's like good enough. It's like if the Blockbuster days still existed, this would be a movie that didn't go to theaters, went straight to DVD. You're walking down the aisle with your dad, and he picks it because he's like, oh, I like Alan Richardson. We watch Jack Reacher. You watch it at home, and it was good enough for a family movie night. It was like, yeah. But not too memorable, not talked about. And if it never gets a sequel, I will never be someone going, how come they never made another one of this? But yeah, Red One. Thank you. Well, Red One was the other. There was another Red movie. Wasn't there in the title? Red One was the Red Notice. Was it Red Notice? It is Red Notice, wasn't it? Red One is the Christmassy one, which I was like, yeah, that was fine. Yeah, that one. Nah. Electric State, Red Notice, this and that, nah. Nah. But yeah, you guys let me know what you thought about War Machine. If you agree with me, disagree with me, what you thought they could have done better or worse. You guys let me know. It's all over the place because the movie I did like that some people were trashing was that was it. I forget his name. Carry On. I liked Carry On. I thought soup, not inventive, nothing new, but I thought Taron Egerton in the role was charismatic and gripping enough. The mystery had me enough on the edge of my seat. There's some good action set pieces and all that. Maybe a bit of a Timu Die Hard, but I like that one quite a lot. Now I'm not saying War Machine is as good as this, but to me I'm like perfect streaming movie in terms of expectations not too high. I'm interested. I watch it and I go, that was satisfying. I quite like that. But that's just me. That's just me. Also, The Gray Man. I agree. I think The Gray Man gets a little bit too much hate. That is another one I will add, like Carry On, where why were people harsh on this one? This one was great. Chris Evans is a nice little villain. Ryan Gosling is hilarious and charismatic. Good action scenes. I think it does run a little too long for streaming. But yeah, 45 is that's criminally low. That movie was actually pretty fun. Yeah, 90%. I'm with the audience on this one. I like The Gray Man. I liked him. He could be my Mr. Gray, all of 50 Shades. All right. Enough of the reviews for now. Let's move on and talk about a couple more news stories before we go into our chatty questions here. So let's get on here talking about The Batman. You lied to me, Alfred. We are still waiting for The Batman Part 2 to get released. And in fact, we do have some kind of cool semi-updates before we get into the big story. But we got some kind of concepts, or you remember whenever Spider-Man Brand New Day, we had that one, what was it, director of cinematography or director of photography, where his Pinterest kind of leaked? Well, kind of nothing leaked. It was the actual guy himself, but cinematographer Eric Messerschmidt, he's been posting photos, kind of giving us an idea of what he's going for with his Gotham. And so it's been all these kind of photos, nice smoky, polluted area, liking it here. We got some other shots looking in. So again, this isn't exactly Gotham, but it looks like this is the mood and the vibe that they're going to be going for. And I like it. I'm not seeing enough snow, I will admit. Yeah, I thought we were promised a snowy setting because that's what we were told is this movie takes place a couple weeks after the end of Penguin, and Penguin literally ends right into the winter, and we even see snow start to form in the final moments of that season. Oh, but either way, cool stuff. With that said, though, with the movie beginning to film what sounds like May, there was a report that came out that May is when they were looking to start filming this. There seems to be one cast member they can't exactly lock down, because it's going to be a really key role into the movie, and I think it tells us kind of the villain of this film. So here we go. As you guys know, originally there was a story that Brad Pitt was going to be in the Batman Part 2. He was offered the role, he was given the chance to be in it, and he turned it down. He said, no, thank you, don't want to. And it's the role for Harvey Dent's father. And we already know who's playing Harvey Dent in this movie, although it hasn't been officially announced by Matt Reeves. It's pretty much official. Sebastian Stan is our Harvey Dent. He's going to be playing the lawyer. Whether he turns into Two-Face or not will be seen. But we are trying to cast other members in Harvey Dent's life. We have Scarlett Johansson, who's going to be playing Harvey Dent's wife. And we're trying to cast Harvey Dent's father, Christopher Dent. And that's the role they're having trouble getting right now. And so we had Brad Pitt, and here it tells us Daniel Craig has reportedly been offered the role of Christopher Dent in the Batman Part 2. Brad Pitt and Stellan Skarsgård have turned down the role. Liam Neeson is next in line if Craig declines. This is another person we have heard that's been offered the role, given the chance. Stellan Skarsgård, pretty great actor, if I do say so myself, and he was also in the Thor movies. He was offered it, turned it down. What happens in this role that people don't want to be part of the Batman? I don't know if this is superhero fatigue, that maybe actors just don't want to be in it. They want to take like the Timothée Chalamet approach, where it's like, you don't need a superhero role to make it big in Hollywood. You could just do good movies and that's good enough. Like, whenever I did hear like Brad Pitt, it makes sense why he didn't. He's doing just fine without it. He doesn't really need it. He has F1. He's got that Cliff Booth movies, all that. Stellan Skarsgård, not saying he needs the work, but I'm like, wouldn't have been bad to see him in it. I think it would have been good. Daniel Craig, it's crazy that like, so again, another great up there actor, capable, really good. And it's like there's a chance he could say no. He's like, no, thank you. I don't want to do that. I'm doing Knives Out 4. And then Liam Neeson is next on this. I'm like, what's going on? So to me, a couple of things. I don't want to attribute it to superhero fatigue. I'm thinking it's a much bigger role than we are anticipating, because no way this is like a role. Excuse me. Had a sneeze that kept coming on. No way this is a role that just requires a couple days of filming, because if it's like that quick, what actor would not join in for that quickly of a thing? It could be a pay dispute, maybe they're not offering enough for the role, but to me this is sounding like a key role. And with that in mind, then kind of odd that Harvey Dent's father is going to be a big player in this movie, so big that they really want to nail down a good actor for this. I mean, a Brad Pitt, a Daniel Craig, Stellan Skarsgård, Liam Neeson. Like, they're not just getting any old guy to play this. This is going to be someone that's going to be on screen, going to have some depth. And to me, I think this is the biggest hint then of where they're headed in. And I think it is going to be Court of Owls. I think the Court of Owls then makes the most sense for why someone like a Harvey Dent's father, who also comes from a rich, privileged background, is going to be kind of a key role in this. I think it's because Bruce is going to uncover this secret society that has been lurking under Gotham, pulling the strings, making all these decisions. And heck, it might even be related to his parents' death. I think that's going to be something that'd be a big revelation for Bruce. And it would also be another thing that would cause a little conflict in him. That if his parents were also part of this secret society, or maybe they got a whiff of this secret society, they were offered a role in because they were one of Gotham's billionaire elites. They said no thank you, so they got cut off. They got killed. Not just that, they also sent his mom to an insane asylum. That's something they did, maybe a tactic to discredit her, make it look crazy. So to me, I feel like this is where they're heading it. If it is, oh, you're right, I didn't even think about that. If it's Liam Neeson, this will be the second. I completely forgot he was freaking Ra's al Ghul or whatever in the movies. You're so right. He looks so different in that. I think it's the mustache. It's that little mustache I always wanted to shave off. That'd be crazy. And it'd be also that would be such a similar role too for him to play, because the Court of Owls and the League of Assassins in the comics have worked hand in hand. And there was an underlying tone in Batman Begins of the secret society, the League of Assassins, that were working and were even possibly responsible for Bruce's parents' death. So there's already some similarities going on there. It would be kind of weird if Liam Neeson takes it. But to me, that's the biggest hint, because why else? If it's not that, then they're just going to do a bang-up job with turning Harvey Dent into Two-Face. Not just doing the quick turnaround like in The Dark Knight, which I still think The Dark Knight did a great job, but they got rid of Two-Face way too quickly. Should have had them in there for a third movie and whatnot. You made him turn Two-Face and then immediately killed him. I was like, that shouldn't have happened. But that could be a part of it, a sign of it. Was still left in the dark about this villain, man. I think Court of Owls is making sense where this is going. But also, I kind of want me a Mr. Freeze. I kind of want me some sort of, like, I would love to see a grounded, serious Mr. Freeze, just because of how goofy we got him in Batman and Robin. Don't get me wrong, there's parts of that when I'm okay. Like the suit, most of all, is what I liked about that character, but I would like to see it, and maybe there's still room for that. There could be secondary villains and other things going on, and in the Court of Owls, they have these assassins known as the Talons, and they're supposed to be like genetically modified super soldiers. Instead of doing Talons, maybe they're just hiring criminals out of Arkham to get rid of Batman or do their dirty work. That could be a thing that they do instead. So they could be hiring a Mr. Freeze. They could let go of a Riddler or a Joker. All I'm saying is, I feel then with as much as happening with this, I think that's where they're probably headed. If not, I'm curious where they go and why it would be such a big part of the movie. And would also Harvey Dent finding out his parents are part of a secret society that have actually been rigging justice in Gotham for decades, could that turn him to Two-Face? Because that's a big part of what is the Long Halloween, is somebody close in Harvey Dent's life was actually pulling the strings, and it corrupts his view of justice and the way the system works. And it's one of the things that snaps him. I think finding out his parents were always like doing this thing, or maybe a lot of his lawyer cases aren't even of his own, at his own hand, but maybe his parents making sure he wins cases and looks like a good lawyer. That would definitely be like, what the heck, man? I don't know. All I'm saying is I'm ready and I cannot wait. But you guys let me know. You see, Christopher Dent, Harvey Dent's father, is supposed to be a big player. They're trying to get a big name actor, but nobody wants to take the role. Who do you think ends up getting it? And do you think the Court of Owls theory is sound, or will it be somebody else? You guys let me know. All right, let's talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day, because Mike, Sony, where is this trailer? What is going on, man? It's honestly not a big surprise. A lot of studios have moved towards this model. It's kind of the way things are now. It used to be pre-pandemic, actually. You would start marketing a big movie like a Spider-Man, like an Avengers, at least minimum 6 months away. A lot of times it was a year away. You'd make an announcement card, you'd do something, and you could say we kind of did get that with the suit announcement, the little behind-the-scenes set video, and all that stuff. So they technically have started the marketing, but we're like, where's this trailer? A lot of studios now wait to the 2-month mark just because they can get the word out fast enough with things like TikTok, YouTube. We get our news relatively fast. It doesn't take much for them to just make a marketing campaign where most people are aware. And then if you show up, right? Well, we got an idea of what the new marketing campaign is going to be for Spider-Man Brand New Day. And I don't know how I feel about it, man, because this is also another trend that's been happening in, what is this? Another leak fake trailer, man. Trying to find the actual article here. But basically what they were saying, that Spider-Man was going to debut in theaters in front of Project Hail Mary March 20th, and that then it would even be exclusive to, let's see, sorry. Twitter search system has gone down the drain, buddy. Let me tell you, the things that used to be so easy to look for, impossible. Now, let me pull it up on my other thing here, and then I'll pop it up. One sec. And of course, I didn't save it on the other end. My goodness. Okay, basically, though, what they were saying, it was the two options. It was a trailer track. There we go. I'll go to them. There we go. Trailer track, which used to be one of the most reliable. They've kind of calmed down and don't give much now. Now we get most of our trailer updates from like Daniel RPK or other people, but they've come out of the woodworks to explain this. It says, when it comes to the release of Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, we're hearing is the following two scenarios that are being considered by the Sony marketing team. It will be premiering exclusively in front of Project Hail Mary in theaters for the opening March 20th weekend, and then be released only the following start of the week, which it would already have leaked, of course. The more likely choice we believe they're going with, however, is Sony will wait until CinemaCon, as they're the first big studio to debut on opening night, Monday, April 13th. There they will unleash their trailer both to audiences online and plus more exclusive footage at the event. This gives them 3.5 months to push. That'd be crazy that if that's when they do it, they only have 3.5 months for the marketing. Okay, so that's what it's looking like. It's either going to be in front of Project Hail Mary on the 20th. If it doesn't end up happening, then CinemaCon is looking likely. Okay, the Project Hail Mary one, I don't believe as much, just mainly because who is the studio behind Project Hail Mary? Usually they want to go with their own studio, and GOAT was their opportunity, but they did not end up going with the GOAT, which I think they should have. It's with Amazon? Is it Amazon? Yeah, it's an Amazon movie. Well, maybe. They've been doing a lot of work with Amazon. They have their Spider Noir show there. Okay, so maybe then with Amazon. But what I'm talking about now is there's this new trend. It's becoming very consistent now of trailers that are exclusively for theaters and not then released online. This is like a new thing that's been happening consistently. We've had the Avenger trailers that were with Avatar. Just recently with Scream 7, the Scary Movie trailer. That was all weekend exclusively with Scream 7, and then the next day it came out. Now Spider-Man Brand New Day. I wonder if there is actually a benefit they are seeing, because we all thought, what an idiotic thing to do. People are going to pull out their phones. They have no respect in movie theaters anymore. People pull out their phones. They record anything and everything. And if you put the trailer of Spider-Man Brand New Day in front of a movie, someone's going to record it Thursday night and it'll be up on the weekend. No matter how many times you take it down, it'll still be up there, right? But maybe they're actually seeing a boost. Maybe even with it leaking and all that online, people are like, well, people still want to see it in HD. People still want to go, and they're buying tickets. Because I'm not saying that's why Scream 7 had a big opening, but Scream 7 did have a big opening, right? And a lot of people were still buzzing about the Scary Movie 6 trailer. So it is interesting that's like a trend maybe that's coming back. That used to be like a thing way back. The Odyssey 2, you're right. That used to be a thing way back with like before the internet, kind of like it was what was it, the Star Wars Phantom Menace trailer was like in front of some other movie, and people were literally buying tickets just to see the Phantom Menace trailer way back in the day and all that. It's kind of cool maybe that's coming back. At least it encourages people to go to theaters, but it is something to talk about. CinemaCon is another one where I don't know as much, because CinemaCon, although it's been changing lately, CinemaCon is not treated like Comic-Con in terms of it's supposed to be this newsworthy event. It's felt like it's become that now in recent years, maybe because your boy, talks it up and hypes it up, just saying, do the videos. But no, obviously, people show up, they talk about the movies, and it becomes big events, but it's usually become an event where it's just for the people in that audience. And anything that is shown or talked about there is only ever talked about for the public when they do descriptions of it. So they'll show a trailer for Spider-Man, but you ain't gonna see the trailer because it's just for the people in that audience, and you'll just have to read some guy do his best description. The Spider-Man goons. Oh my god. But then again, things have been changing, and Sony has had the embarrassment of knowing what it's like to announce something at CinemaCon and then it not come to fruition, a la El Muerto at CinemaCon. That was something that happened that was a big embarrassment for him. Like, they literally had the words El Muerto, which they should have done it, dude. After seeing Bad Bunny's halftime show, let's let him be a wrestler, a la Nacho Libre fighting Spider-Man. Maybe it would have been good. Uy papi. So I don't know. I think it's just still a toss-up. I would like to think with Project Hail Mary, it is seeming to be like a rather big movie, but it not being from Sony kind of deters me a little bit. I do think, but maybe Sony does like that, because they've had so much stuff leak and they don't seem to care. They know the costume designs have leaked, merchandise is leaked, the trailers leaked, and they're not batting an eye. Whoever Mr. CEO Sony is, he's sleeping really good at night going, you're going to watch my movie either way. So maybe he wants the leaking game thing to happen whenever Project Hail Mary and that trailer comes out. But I don't see how they benefit from that, because those ticket sales will just go to Amazon. Sony Columbia has they have the international rights. Okay, well, that makes it different then. That does make it different. So yeah, but that's the update that we have right now. We'll see what ends up occurring, but I throw it off to you guys. One, when do you think this trailer is going to be released with Project Hail Mary at CinemaCon? What do you think of this recent trend that trailers are now just exclusive to theaters, even though they leak online immediately? You like it, you don't like it? Love to hear your thoughts down below. Let's see here. I want to hear what you guys think of all this. All right, we good. I'll do a quick scrub through the Reddit, not too much, and then we'll take your viewer submitted questions. Check out the trailer I made. Well, I don't want to get copyrighted, buddy, but Cedric the Entertainer is in talks to... Oh, that would be a crazy one. How would they explain that with Sebastian Stan? Friday question, Chris, which mannequin you use? Oh, dude, I Googled it and bought it from some Chinese website or something way back in the day. And it's just because I need a specific mannequin that does a tons of poses. But if I could go back, I would not buy this mannequin because it is so heavy. It is impossible to move. All this. It's such a pain in the butt, honestly. So I would not recommend it to you. This doesn't surprise me. Scooper was saying, current cut of Clayface has no Batman cameo of any kind. Does not surprise me at all. They're not going to introduce, although wouldn't put it past James Gunn, they're not going to introduce Batman in a rated R Clayface movie that had a budget of like $35 million. No, that's not where you introduce Batman. Totally fine. I do expect there to be some Batman references or things like that, but this doesn't surprise me. Of course, he wasn't going to show up in the Clayface movie. Bro thinks he's Lil Wayne. Little Navi. Come look at my Pandora. Oh, what is that? Doomsday Images, Kanged it. Oh, bingo. We should make a bingo card for something like this. Toby better not die, dude. If Toby dies in the opening, I'm gonna be pissed. Black Phone 3, I love this. That's hilarious. Come on, Finny. Come. Ah, maybe that's a poor taste joke, knowing the gripper is the gooner. I did see that. That poster's kind of sweet, dude. I am trying to plan a Mario video, but I don't want to make any promises because I keep having setbacks with it. But I'm trying to plan kind of a big Mario video. That's all I'll say. Oh, yes, there is a new out of clips. Go check it out. Go check it out. Oh my goodness, man. I wish that was Photoshop. Go check it out, guys. I was watching a little bit of it. It was hilarious. All right, let's just get into the submitted questions. Let's do that. Hey, bub. Any recent physical media pickups? The last thing I think I pre-ordered was the Leprechaun on 4K. Oh, that's the last thing I did. I even bought the Leprechaun VHS, even though I don't have a VHS player at home. And I don't want to get into collecting VHS tapes because although I get the nostalgia behind them, let's be honest, watching something on VHS does not look that good. I'd rather see it in 4K. Am I being honest? Are we being honest? But I love the cover with the gold and all that, and I hope the Leprechaun returns someday. But that's the last thing I've pre-ordered. Green Lantern powers are supposed to have unlimited imagination. I can't picture that in Lanterns. Also, it's better not be all human villains. I was seeing that. Now, again, I don't want to be too negative because I still want to give it a shot. And even the Lantern social media accounts have been hinting that like they're obviously hiding a lot of the whatchamacallit, the like constructs and powers of the Lanterns. Because they've been responding to fans kind of jokingly about, guess you have to tune in to see the show. Guess you have to see what they're doing. But yeah, they were like jokingly responding to fans and things like that about it. To me, here, let me see if I can find it. I think it was this account. Yeah, here. So it says there's definitely something up, feeling teased. So it's like, I think, yeah. To me, it's like I was talking to with my friend. It definitely seems like the Lantern show is more trying to gain the attention of non-comic book fans, of people who just like Yellowstone, Tulsa King, just random everyday TV, trying to grip their attention. And then when the show happens, hopefully they get so hooked into the story, they don't mind. Is that guy green? Is he flying? Where'd that hammer come from? Ah! That's what it feels like. It's trying to bait and fish in the non-fans because the fans are going to watch it either way, whether we complain, right? I always look forward to working on Fridays because I just listened to the latest movie news. Thanks for doing what you do. Also, Utah, a fraud. Utah? Utah? Oh, I wish I was familiar. It looks like an anime reference. I need to lock in on that. Sorry, my friend, but I still appreciate you watching. You meet the Wayans brothers, and they say Scary Movie 7 is happening, but you get to pick the movies, pick 5 of your favorite movies to get spoofed. I was thinking about that because I obviously think Scary Movie 6 is going to be a big success. I think it's going to do well, and that obviously means they will make a Scary Movie 7. But then I started thinking, well, what horror movies have happened that they'll make fun of that, like in the last 5 years, that they're not going to make fun of in that one? Because even Weapons is a movie that just came out last year, and they're going to be able to make fun of it, right? Sinners just came out last year, and all that. So it's like, what horror movies right now are left for them to make fun of? Like, I know somebody will say, well, Scream 7, they're already following the Scream template so much, and if you follow the pattern of the the Scary Movies, they're only going to use parody Ghostface for one movie. Scary Movie 6 will probably be something else. It won't have parody Ghostface. I don't know. Trying to think of what I would want them to make fun of in things. If they don't do like a Hereditary or Midsummer kind of joke, I would like that. I think that would be funny. But I feel like they got a lot. The Conjuring is already feel like that's being made fun of in the haunted house movies. I mean, Marlon Wayans' character even sleeps with Annabelle doll. So Talk to Me would definitely be one I hope they do. I like these escape room movies. I know someone's mentioning it. I wish they would make another escape room. I like those movies. I always think the set pieces in those are kind of cool. I hope they make another one. FNAF, yes, Five Nights at Freddy's, definitely. That has had a big enough box office and people going to see, and I didn't notice any FNAF references in there, so it would be funny if they do FNAF. That could maybe be like their template for the next movie, someone going to a pizzeria or something, and then each animatronic is a different horror character or something like that. They're doing Get Out in the newest one. Someone said Get Out. Send Help, definitely Send Help. That's had a good box office. Evil Dead, like Evil Dead Rise, and we know they got 2 more Evil Dead movies, so that'll be fresh on the mind. Backrooms, that would be a good one. That'd be a good one. So yeah, there's definitely ones to think about, but it's like they'll have a lot less options. If anything, if the movie's success, they should wait 5 years before they do the next scary movie just to get some material. Because I think that's one of the things I don't like about like Scary Movie 4. They were just scraping the bottom of the barrel, and it wasn't even horror movies they were picking at that point. Like they had a little bit of Saw, but everything else was other movies. They did like what, $1 Million Baby, they did War of the Worlds, they did, was it The Village? They did The Village, right? That is a horror movie, but yeah, there was just like, it feels like they were just grasping at straws at that point. First movie that bear it all for you, me, Terminator. I mean, for me, it's Back to the Future. That's the movie that made me fall in love with movies. So that to me is the one. They could do War of the Worlds again, but the Ice Cube version, that would be hilarious. Let's see here. Scream TV series, season 1 and 2 thoughts. I love it. Again, don't knock it till you try it. I know people get mad about The Mask. If you are someone so let down by Scream 7 and you want some pretty good Scream in your life, I say check out the TV series. Get past The Mask. I know it's annoying, but I think the kills bloody, gruesome enough. The characters are well done where you care about them and you feel bad when they're in danger. The mystery and like reveal isn't like anything to write home about, but I think they do enough job with like the meta commentary and trying to like tackle stuff like that. I thought it was super enjoyable. Season 3 was a letdown for me, and they do have like a TV movie they did that was okay, nothing great. But season 1 and 2, I highly recommend. Highly recommend. It's not canon, no, it's not canon, but it's nice own thing. Hi, I run your Spotify. Can I please become a mod? Oh, okay. I'll look into it. Super smart. We do have to work on it though, because a lot of people were tagging me because I think you posted the leaked trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day on the Spotify, which I get. You want people to find it and see it, but because you have my name and all that on there, hey, I don't want Sony coming after me being like, hey, this Spotify account says you leaked the trailer. We're suing you. It says 3C Films right there. So let's cool it with that and just post my content. Monsters Inc. 3 officially in the works. Yes, we just talked about that. Good stuff. Have you seen the Dr. Doom Oreos? Oh, Dr. Doom's got some Oreos. Are we talking about his nips? Dr. Doom Oreos. I think I have seen them. Are they tasty? Are they good? Where they just got his face on them? Definitely feels like something they probably wanted to do with Doomsday. I'm surprised that they let that out so early. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, I guess. Hey, Chris, the other day you asked what costume Ray was wearing in Scary Movie. It's for, oh yes, a lot of you guys figured it out when I posted it, and it does make the scene so much funnier. But yes, in the Scary Movie trailer, I said the only reference I'm not really understanding, other than one reference I totally went over my head that you guys, the Nurse Ratched thing. Thank y'all for letting me know. Unfortunately, I've never seen One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, so I was unfamiliar with Miss Rached, and I didn't know there was an American Horror Story show completely based on that character. But hey, thank you guys for filling me in on that. But here I was talking about there's like a moment where you see let's see if I can find it, where Ray is like going to a church and he's wearing like this purple suit. And I was like so lost when doing my breakdown about who could it be? Yeah, right here. This moment, I was like, who could it be? Because my first thought, I just didn't say it. I thought it was like a John Witherspoon kind of thing, because he was in the Wayans Brothers TV show. He played their dad. Pops, he was really funny, and I was like, he wears suits like that, so I was like, is that the reference? But I couldn't find an exact suit like it, and then you guys finally found it. I thought it's gonna be so funny that is. I can't wait to see how they recreate it right here. It's this suit.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women.
That is so funny that is about to become an arc for Ray, and it's actually an arc I want to see fulfilled, guys, because I think it's gonna be something like just low key that is actually gonna have some sort of emotional character depth within the movie, because I talked about this too, and people were like not wanting to believe it, not understanding the concept. But there were some other Scary Movie 6 photos. Let me see here. That got revealed and released online, which also people pointed this out. I didn't even notice it, and man, they went there. They're at a place where in Get Out, it's white people taking over black people, right? The dude is surrounded by cotton. That isn't by mistake. I think that's obviously going to be some sort of racial joke in the movie, and that went over my head. I'm like, what are all these clouds doing? Oh, it's probably part of the delusion scene. And then I saw someone of color who was more knowledgeable, like, that's cotton. And I'm like, oh. But anyways, there is a scene with I'm trying to find the exact photo. Here it is. There is this photo. This is from Scary Movie 6. This is a photo that they released of the movie, and this is clearly a scene from Sinners with Stack, which let's see, Stack. So I forgot how to spell his name. Stack, and his love interest, which I'm sorry, I'm already forgetting her name. Let's see, love scene, but it's clearly going to be parodying. I'm trying to find the exact moment. Sorry, guys. I know there's the scene here with Stack and them. And if you remember watching the movie, this isn't Smoke, right? This is Stack. Smoke is the one that with Haley, or am I getting them mixed up? You guys let me know. That's Smoke. Okay, my bad. Okay, well, in this scene, it obviously leads into them making love, and it was kind of like an oh scene. I remember watching, I was like, oh, he just lifting the skirt and going at it. All right, I think we're gonna get an explanation of how we're getting the twins in this, because I'm telling you, the thing I was talking about, Shorty is dead in the movies. I know people are like, no, he's not. He was in Scary Movie 2. I'm like, continuity doesn't matter. He's gonna be a young guy. He's playing a twin in this movie, and I'm pretty sure him and the other girl, DEI, who gets stabbed at the beginning of the trailer, that's like my pronouns, that's his sister, and he's a twin, and they're gonna be like the Meeks twins. So I'm thinking this scene is gonna have a parody version of the lovemaking scene in Sinners, and you know it's gonna go crazy. It's gonna go wild. It's gonna go nasty, and they're gonna do their own version of it. But yeah, so to me, then I just was like, I think it's gonna be part of his whole arc, because he's gonna have kids with Brenda. They're gonna have the twins, which is Shorty and the other girl, DEI. And is he an absent father? Is he there for them? Is he not? Because he's battling with his gayness. Is that going to be a flashback to where it's like, I thought you were gay. Oh, no, I got rid of that. I went to church. And then they play us that scene. I feel like that's how it's going to end up going. And again, it's not, people are confusing the explanation, because they're like, but Brenda dies every movie and she comes back and this and that. They're not doing it to follow continuity. They're doing it because it allows Shorty to act like a teenager and make fun of streamers and all that kind of stuff. And I saw another theory that people were saying that I thought this is hilarious. In the scene where they were making fun of weapons, people were saying that this was going to be like a scene of, let me see if I can find it. You know how Shorty has like his headphones on and he's saying, run, bitch, run. All the kids running are them listening to their favorite streamer, Shorty, telling them to go run out on the street like that as a commentary to the way little kids today listen to anything streamers say because they idolize them, they love them, and they want to be like them. I think that'd be a hilarious way. Well, people said it could be a video game also. It could be a video game and maybe they're playing that. That'd be funny too. But I liked all that. So to me, it's working good. I know we went on a scary movie tyrant there, but everything on this is looking right to me. Both Spider-Man Brand New Day and The Legend of Aang both have no trailer, no visual images, no poster. All they have are just official logos. Sad day. Yeah, I don't know why they're treating that Aang movie with such despair. There's clearly a fan base. There's a love for Avatar, but they're acting like, man, they don't want to release it. And that is just so weird of Paramount to be doing that. Pinhead versus Pennywise. That is a tough one. You know, Pennywise is not just an alien. He's this he's like this interdimensional being that's been around since Stephen King's version of God, right? But Pinhead, he's one of the soldiers of like hell, the Leviathan or whatever. I think I'm gonna have to give it to Pennywise, but it would be a cool battle. It would be a cool battle. Try to name 3 positive things about Fan 4 Stick. Okay, I like the darker tone. I do like the first like 20-30 minutes of the movie. Michael B. Jordan was wasted as Johnny Storm. I like him as Johnny Storm, but he was wasted. He was not given enough to do, and he could have been a really cool Johnny Storm, but they did not give him a movie that could have been. So I like Michael B. Jordan in it. I really like your past CinemaCon coverage. Do you think you'll ever go to one? My plan, legit, my plan was to finally go this year and do a vlog and make it a big event, but I have my little boy. And this is his first year of life. I'm not planning to do much traveling this year. Of course, if I get a big event, a premiere invite, I would like Spider-Man or Avengers. Heck yeah, I'll do it. But that'll be like a quick one-day kind of trip situation. CinemaCon would require almost a whole week. I would just feel bad. Like, I even feel bad right now streaming as my ladies, and I can hear my baby crying periodically throughout the stream, and I feel bad because I'm like, she's letting me work while he's crying down there. So, maybe next year. But if anything, you'll just get the coverage from me right away, though, because I'll be at home, and I'll be able to do that. But yeah, like, when I finally go to CinemaCon, I don't just want to go and cover it the way I would here at the desk. I want to like vlog it. I want to show you guys things that like, you never seen and all this other stuff. So hopefully that could be a bucket list thing to do like next year. Who would you pick to win? Megan versus Tiffany. I mean, I would rather Tiffany win. I think that'd be really cool. If anything, I would love Tiffany to take over Megan's body. And then that way Tiffany can also have some of that cybernetic powers too. But yeah. How important do you think the Thunderbolts will be in Doomsday, especially Sentry? I think they will be pretty important. I think, I think Kevin Feige was hoping that the movie would do better than it did, and people were more excited about the Thunderbolts, but they're going to be a huge role. I mean, they're going to be their own team, probably teaming up with Sam Wilson's Avengers, and I think they're honestly going to be a lot of cannon fodder of characters that'll probably die, like a Red Guardian, U.S. Agent, probably. Sentry, I think, will probably have a really good battle. They've really built up how powerful he is, so they'll use him up against Doom or any other characters if they fight like the X-Men or something. That'll be a good battle to see happen. And even just using his mind powers. I think Sentry's mind powers is an open doorway to show us Doom's motivation, get an idea of his backstory. That could be something they do. So, yeah. Pixar also just announced the musical, the first musical. Oh, what, really? I didn't see that. Pixar musical. Oh, so that's Shrek. Pixar musical. I've never thought about it. They never really had in most animated movies, at least back in the Disney days, they would be. 2 new Pixar original movies in development. We already know about Coco 2. 1 Ghost Market, a film inspired by Asian myths about supernatural bazaars. Oh, where the living and dead interact. Ooh, I like that. That sounds cool. The studio's first ever musical film directed by. Ooh, heck yeah! Thank you for letting me know. That sounds awesome. So Asian Coco, kind of. Yes, no. Just the supernatural myth elements sound cool. 3C Films Out of Context, Volume 2 live. Oh, yes. I was watching it. Go check it out, guys. Go check it out. Hi, 3C. Are you going to watch a review The Magic Fairway Tree? It has Andrew Garfield in it. I think the Green Lantern suit is old and depowered. Yeah, well, hopefully it gets more green and looks better. Yeah. What's this? The Magic Fair. I like anything with Andrew Garfield. I'll watch that with him. Magic Fairway Tree. I have not heard about this. The Magic Fairway Tree. I genuinely haven't. Is it animated? Is this the actual let me watch a little bit of this.
What is this place?
Oh,
I have a
Andrew.
feeling that it might be kind of.
Oh, I like the colors. Yep, I'm watching it. Just that alone. Let me see what it says. A modern family forced to relocate to the remote English countryside as they adapt to the new lives. The children discover magical trees and its extraordinary and eccentric residents, including treasured character Moonface. I'll watch it. I like Andrew Garfield, and I like his whimsy fun side. Seen him there? Oh, yeah. I see what they're doing. Oh, these kids and their tablets and their VR. So they go to a place of just magic. Yeah, I'll give it a whirl. I'll give it a watch. I like how creative and fun it looks. Thank you for letting me know about it. 3C will return in the Poohniverse. Should I say it? Should I say it? I'll be honest. I did get an email allowing me to be in the movie, and not just like a voice, like an actual small little role. And the email said I would even be killed. But same reason I'm not going to CinemaCon is the same reason I couldn't take it. It sure would have been fun and nice, and I am so honored, and I told them thank you. Well, no, I actually haven't messaged them back. But no, I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm going to say thank you. I appreciate it. I'm still going to cover the movie and review it fairly. If the opportunity is still open during the Poohniverse movie, and y'all will have me, I will accept that. But I just can't. It's not, that one would be longer than CinemaCon. I think that's like 2 weeks. And I'd have to go to the UK because I think that's where they're filming it. And so I unfortunately couldn't accept it. But now I'm like that meme. I was supposed to be in the video. Yeah, for real. I know. It would have been nice. It would have been fun. You want me to tell you also another reason why I was, though, hesitant? I'm also not comfortable with the writer that they hired. I'm obviously going to separate that from when I watched the movie, just like I'm doing now, because every movie has someone terrible offer, a terrible bad thing. But I also didn't feel comfortable because they hired a writer that was like accused of domestic stuff, was canceled, and I get maybe why they hired him because he was cheap. But that was also another thing that didn't make me feel comfortable, like have my name attached always to something like that. I'm just like, I'd rather not. I'm still going to review your movie fairly, and if it's good, it's good. But maybe I just don't want to be part of that. But and also I just want to stay with my kid. I can't say no. But Poohniverse is a more squeaky clean and all that, and they'll have me. I'll take it. But yeah, it was kind of funny to get that email. I don't need to show y'all. Y'all trust me. Y'all believe me. Y'all know I'm not someone to lie to y'all. Let's see here. I did research it, and it said he was falsely accused. All it said is the charges were dropped. The charges were dropped, and he's never gotten work since. But then again, like I said, I'm still going to watch the movie and enjoy it. I'm not like boycotting the film or all that, but and my gut is just saying maybe just not best to forever associate my name on that, because someday maybe I would like to do stuff, and if my first credit is that, is it a smart move, you know? I know. Again, that's just my opinion. I'm not acting like I'm better than them because I know what they're... I'm grateful that they even invite me to that. I'm like, wow, you guys... I trashed your first movie and you guys are nice enough to do this. That's so cool of y'all. Monsters, Inc. 3, awesome. But I want a WALL-E and Ratatouille sequel. But for sure, a WALL-E sequel. To me, WALL-E. I've said it. I think WALL-E would be fun. I think there's even great commentary you could make today. Not too similar to like the iPad stuff that Toy Story 5 is doing, but like I'd love to see what Earth looks like now. You know, they colonized it, all the people came back. How are they using tech to better whatchamacallit, better their world, because no way they just got rid of tech and don't use it at all. Maybe there's a company that arises that is like wanting to go back to the ways where they were, just in chairs, being lazy, and Wally's like has to fight them. I don't know. To me, I think there's a lot of potential. Wally, obviously, also a Ratatouille sequel, I wouldn't mind. I don't know what you do with that. I don't really have any idea in mind other than, like, I don't know, there's like a chef competition, and there's other animals now because Remy has opened the door. There's like a lion now. There's like a zebra that cooks. Probably too crazy, but hey, or maybe Remy has a son, and instead of being a chef, he wants to, I don't know, play basketball, and Remy now finds himself in the shoes that his parents were. It's like, you can't cook, you can't play basketball. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. Did you watch Roofman? And if so, oh, dude, I love Roofman. I thought Roofman was really well done. To me, that was a great movie where they balanced the seriousness and the humor quite well. I thought Channing Tatum was really great in the role and was likable. I think the thing I loved about Roofman is, at the end of the day, the guy was a thief. He was a manipulator, and he was hurting people's lives, as charming and as great as he was. And that's what the movie executes so well, is how likable, how nice he was, but it all climaxes to a scene where he finally does something pretty bad. And I think everything you felt about how much you like this character in that one scene, you just like, oh, that's right. He's still an escaped convict. He's still a bad guy. I loved it though. I thought it was great, and I thought they handled all that well. I thought it was a good movie. I definitely recommend Roofman. Spider-Man versus Batman. 24 hours to prep. Who wins? Well, if you even give him a couple of prep, Batman's supposed to always win. But no prep time, I'm going Spider-Man. Then again, like, you think about the scene in like Infinity War where Star-Lord had 0 prep and he was able to take down Spider-Man with one gadget. He just threw the thing. Batman has those same kind of gadgets. The article about Roger Jackson being in Blood and Honey 3 is up on Bloody Disgusting. Oh, okay, good. So it's still up somewhere. But yeah, Dread Central was the original source, so it was weird that they like took it down. When Batman becomes public domain, how could you make a Batman horror movie? Among other heroes set to become public domain, who would you watch as a horror? Batman's definitely one of them that you could do easily just because of the fear he brings into Gotham. Although it's not going to be the Batman we know all that well, because it'll be the Batman with like purple gloves, and there's still so much about him that's not the Batman we know today. But I think when that finally hits public domain, it's going to be one of the first public domains that's not going to be racing towards making them a horror character. It's going to be someone trying to make it work and replicate Batman without, like, the way they try to make a Robin Hood movie every couple years. Like, there's a Hugh Jackman one coming out with A24. It was like Old Man Robin Hood, right? I think you're going to see Batman become that, where they're going to find a way to try and make this IP work with what they got. Because again, it can't be like the Tim Burton. It can't be like the Ben Affleck or the modern day Batman that we know. It's going to have to be that version. Someone's going to try and make it work. It's like, at the end of the day, this is Batman, and we can use the name Batman. So let's make a Batman movie. No need to make it a horror movie. So we'll see. That's going to be an interesting time because, I mean, within my lifetime, Batman, Superman, other interesting characters are going to become public domain, and it's going to be anybody trying to make their version of that character, and it's going to be crazy to see. Hi, Chris. How have you been? What were your thoughts on Alien Earth? I liked it, but I also think they're saving the good stuff for season 2. I was really on board with Alien Earth, and I was like loving the show up until like 3-4 episodes. Basically, from after they left the building and they went back to the compound, that's when the show started going downhill. And it was like, it was weird because it was like taking such a rapid pace. It was introducing all these cool ideas. It even had its own episode where they did their own little mini Alien movie that I love. Some people were like, oh, they're just copying Alien. I'm like, well, it's an Alien show. Let them, right? It's just one episode. But then the show like slowed down tremendously, and it got bogged down in some of its ideas. And then the cliffhanger it left us on, I'm like, what happened? There's so much potential. And it kind of went downhill. I'm still going to watch season 2, and hopefully they pick up and get to those intriguing ideas. But man, from how good it was starting, it really did let me down. 3C body pillow win. How many of y'all would buy a body pillow? How many of y'all? Like 2 of y'all. Saludos desde la ranchería de Manny, carnal. I can still read. Literally watching Ted 2 with 3C in the background. If no season 3, we need Ted 3 with the family and not just Wahlberg. I don't want an animated series. I'm open to the animated series, but I'm curious. I'm not going to be that interested. Not that interested. Someone said me. No. Hope you enjoy Ted, though. Hey, Papa 3C, how you doing? Do you like Nardwar? Also, I watched Drewski audition, and it was hilarious. Oh, Drewski is hilarious. What is Nardwar? What is this? Why does that sound familiar? Nardwar? Oh, this interviewer. I mean, I've liked a couple of the interviews he's done. I don't know too much about him. But if he's got one with Drewski, I'll watch it. Yeah, it's funny. Maybe I should know more about him. But yeah, the interviews I have seen him, I just know he's able to find like very specific personal questions that always throw the interviewee off where it's like, how do you know that? But yeah, I've seen enough of him. I just saw that cameo. I thought it was some like impersonator, not an AI thing. That kind of just ruined that for me. I was laughing my out. It was funny. The joke was funny though. Like the way that ended was hilarious. Since it's been a while since any official news about third FNAF movie since 2 released, do you think they decided to change their original plans for the third movie being PG-13 and take negative feedback to FNAF fans seriously and make a third movie rated R slasher? To me, I think they would still make a good amount of money, if not maybe even a little bit more, and it would be the gimmick to talk up some fans, because I think even more fans were disappointed with 2, even though there was more to like and enjoy. Some people are still, I think, and it's diminishing returns. I think if you say it's R and you got Springtrap in there and you're gonna go crazy, that'll be enough for them to go, okay, even though the last 2 might have disappointed me, I want to see that. I want to see it. But if it's not, I'm still watching it. Hey, Chris, back again. How would you want your version of DC Batman to be like? For me, I'd want to be big and bulky in the size like Alan Richson with a Hush suit appearance like Paul Kelly. What's the Hush suit? What does that look like? Batman Hush suit? Batman Hush suit. Yeah, that's a good suit. That's a nice suit. Good color choices, like a gray blue. My version that I would genuinely like, I mean, it's honestly, it's the Arkham Batman. The Arkham Batman to me, I think, is such a perfect like rendition of what I would hope a Batman to be on screen, where they still like embrace all the like comic book fantastical sides of Batman, but the world feels so gritty, so lived in. Batman feels like such a big, powerful threat. All his gadgets, his detective skills, like even just his fight style, I love so much to see it, all that. And that Gotham, dude, I love the Gotham in the Arkham. I still like the Gotham in like the Matt Reeves universe. Was kind of let down by the Christopher Nolan Gotham because it's just a regular city. But like, yeah, I want something like that, like a modern day Tim Burton. It's basically like Batman Forever, but taken as seriously as either Christopher Nolan or as Matt Reeves. That's kind of what I want, right? Is like, yes, the Riddler and Two-Face in there, kind of too wacky and crazy, but I would like someone to take a serious approach with that same fantastical feel. Because, dude, the Batman and Robin, the Batman Forever Gotham, gorgeous. Batman Forever Gotham, I love that skyline, the look. This is just gorgeous, dude. Those colors, the pop, the statues. When Batman is like flying in, I just, something like this taken seriously is what I would really like. Favorite Judd Apatow movie sequel you'd want? He's done a lot, right? He did Step Brothers, didn't he? Step Brothers. Who did Step Brothers? No, that's Adam McKay. Adam McKay. Okay, I get them confused. Judd Apatow movies. He's done a good amount of them. Let's see. Funny People. I liked Funny People. Kind of depressing and dark, but Funny People was good. Trainwreck was good. Other than that, are we just talking like the ones he's like maybe produced as well? Trainwreck was pretty good. 40-year-old version, why not? Let's do a sequel to that. Let's call it 80-year-old version. Let's have, I don't know, Steve Carell's character is working at a nursing home. He's volunteering because that's how great of a guy he is. He comes across an old man who's a funny old man right now that is working in Hollywood. You guys are in the chat going to have to let me know. But he comes across an old man. He's working with him, having a good time with him, and he finds out he's a virgin. Well, he knows what that's like. He knows that pain. He knows that struggle. His mission now is to get this 80-year-old laid. Bryan Cranston, Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro. I think that's what we do. Robert De Niro. There we go. We found it. De Niro is the best one. You talking to me? You want to get laid? You know, there's a flip side to the... I can't do a Robert De Niro. I wish I could. Harrison Ford would also be funny. Harrison Ford would be hilarious. But I think that's what you do, right? That's my pitch, Judd. Take it or leave it. It was actually Seth MacFarlane. Yo, I don't know if it was him as the stand-in, but I knew he was doing the voice. The voice is an AI, and that's what's good because I could spot that was Seth MacFarlane's voice. Good impression of that person, but I could tell it was Seth MacFarlane. And I'm glad at least he did the voice. Did you get a chance to see Dolly? Some great practical effects, and Dolly mask design was fantastic. Very creative with the porcelain mask. No, I am curious to watch it. I think that's when I'm waiting to streaming, though. Is that going to end up on Shudder or something? I've heard decent things about it. Not great, but I've heard decent. My theory is they're going to make ScarJo the Phantasm, but instead of hunting Joker's gang, she's going to be hunting Court of Owls members. Now, that would be cool. I wouldn't mind that. Not as the main villain. But I do like maybe she's hunting down the Court of Owls instead. Saw a post on Threads yesterday of someone who found the reference to the purple suit and Ray is wearing the Scary Movie trailer. Sent it on Instagram too. Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for all who found it. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men. That was me when I gave up Funko Pops. I don't like Funko Pops no more. I am delivered. Can we see and have you react to the Daredevil trailer? Unfortunately, that is one that, well, actually, no, it's a Disney one, so that would probably be fine. I've seen it already. It looks good. Oh, but it has the music choice, so I could watch it without the music. It looks good. I'll be honest, though, something about... Okay. I'm interested and excited for this. I do like this and the music choices they've done. I'm not crazy about them bringing Jessica Jones and all these Defenders back. Now, that's not because I didn't like Jessica Jones. I like Jessica Jones Season 1 a lot. I thought Jessica Jones Season 1 was good. Was not a fan of Season 2, but I was just so let down by the Defenders. I wasn't that into it as well. And it just really, like, I wish Punisher was also involved in this season, but okay, he's gonna have his special in Spider-Man. I can't be begging for that much more Punisher. I do hope Luke Cage shows up. If anything, I do think they should do the Heroes for Hire thing that they do on the comics. Yeah, was it Heroes for Hire? Heroes for, like, that is just such a good idea for a show with Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Just literally them opening up a little shop somewhere in New York, Brooklyn, wherever, and just people come in, and it's every episode is a different thing, and they could fight mini A-list, C-list, D-list villains in the MCU. I would love to see that. That's more what I would rather see as far as team-ups go. So I'm just not too crazy about this aspect of it. I'm obviously going to watch it and enjoy it. I'm curious where it's all headed. The black suit definitely looks cool. I'm very curious about this Kingpin boxing fight, what that's all about. Creatively, though, this will probably be a lot sounder than Season 1 was. Dude, I cannot wait for this scene. Just seeing Bullseye in the kitchen with all these different things. Oh, my goodness, dude. This guy is about to kill so many people. I can't wait. So, yeah, definitely things I'm excited about, but there's also things where I'm like, I don't know how excited I am for that aspect of it. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm curious to be proven wrong. Spider-Man 6's 100 million trailer views in Scary Movie 6's 100 million trailer 12 hours thoughts. That's awesome. I mean, it also made them move the release date up a week. So that's good, showing some confidence in the movie. Yeah, people are wanting this, and it's going to make a lot of money. Homelander's death on Reddit. You scrolled past it. Is it on Reddit? Oh, I didn't even see that. I just thought it was a different thing. Did you see the Mario Galaxy popcorn bucket? Yes, we talked about it already. The Yoshi thing. Let's see here. Yoshi popcorn bucket. Dude, this thing looks dope. Now, I hope that there's still some other ones. Supposedly, there's going to be a big reveal at the Nintendo Direct that they're doing, I think, this Monday. They're going to be revealing some more stuff for the movie. I think it might be a lot of the stuff for the parks. That's already been kind of leaked out. They're doing, like, Yoshi's going to be at the park. There's a Rosalina cupcake at the park. Some other stuff in there. But, yeah, that's cool. I wonder if there's more popcorn buckets, though. But the Yoshi one, yeah, we talked about that already whenever we... when it leaked, like, last week. What do you think Emilio's first movie will be based on what you know about future releases? Oh, what, K-pop Demon Hunter 2? I don't think he's really gonna like take in a movie and like actually accept and contemplate it as a movie other than just, ooh, pretty colors. Until he's like 4 or 5, right? Maybe 3. I'm gonna try and make it like Toy Story. I did talk to my lady. I was like, I don't think we could just jump him into the modern day stuff because then he'll be too bored or not as stimulated by like, like a Hercules. I'd love for him to watch Hercules, or I don't know about Pinocchio, because I remember things in Pinocchio traumatized me. Like when they were turning into donkeys in Pinocchio, I remember being a kid and going, what's happening? But like Peter Pan was fine. Aladdin, definitely. I loved Aladdin as a kid. So things like that. I don't know if I want to have Incredibles 3 might be it. Yeah, you're right. Maybe Incredibles 3. Fave Eminem and Weekend song. By the way, appreciate your work. Eminem, maybe Beautiful. Weekend, Starboy. Yeah. Don't worry, 773. Thank you so much. You feel Monarch Season 2 will lead into Supernova? I don't know. I don't think it'll lead into Supernova. They're probably just focusing on continuing to like a 3rd season. I think they'll just keep building onto there. Besides, they're so back into the timeline. They haven't even gotten to Godzilla and Kong 1, Godzilla and Kong 2. For them to set up Supernova here when those events haven't even happened, I think would be a little like, okay. Did you see Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista Amazon movie? Yes, I did. Wrecking Crew. Did you see Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista Amazon movie actor that played Ned in Spider-Man was doing parkour? He might become Hobgoblin. I'm pretty sure that was a stunt double. I do not think Jacob Batalon was doing flips and jumping off trucks. I think there was even what they call a Texas switch. There you go. Learn something new every day. There's a moment when the actor is doing all those flips and then he gets behind a truck and then he appears. That's where the actor was the whole time. He was not doing those parkour scenes. That was a stunt double for sure. But the movie itself, Wrecking Crew, was fine. I thought it was okay. It was enjoyable enough. It had some good action scenes. It was from the same director who did the Blue Beetle movie, and that was good. But I thought it was a little slower than I would like, a lot longer than I would like. But it was fine enough for streaming. It was enjoyable. I'll take down the brand new Drake on Spotify. Yeah, thank you. So there's a big rumor that Pixar is developing 2 new original movies, which one which is a musical. Yeah, we just talked about it. I'm excited for the supernatural Asian set horror, not horror movie, but it's probably going to have some horror vibes, no? I'm curious about that. That looks good. I've seen Scary Movie 7 3 times now, and honestly, I don't think it's as bad as some people are making it out to be. 8 out of 10 for me until the reveal. If Stu had been revealed as killer, it would be well liked. It'd probably be a little bit more talked about and enjoyed. Yeah, definitely for sure. I wish I liked it as much as you, man, but I'm glad you enjoyed it that much. Will the bathroom break be on the Clips channel? Probably not. Maybe that's how I'll end the clip. I just wanted to say hi. Well, hello. Any news on the Bendy movie, man? I wish. Radio silence. I'm telling you, one day we're just going to log online and there'll be a poster and a teaser. Live 19 waiting for 3C Short. I watched Hoppers today and your review was spot on. Any lore on making appointments when you became an adult? Man, I am definitely one of those people where I should be going to the doctor, the dentist more often, but it is so... I have such anxiety about making appointments and being like, I'd like to see a dentist. But yeah, you have to get over that. I don't think I've had any like weird things. Last I went to the dentist was like a month ago. Doctor was maybe like, it was probably like a year ago. As far as that, not too much else, man. I wish I had more to say. Red lights. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me see here. Let's put, there we go. Sorry, getting rid of some spammers. Oh, I didn't give you your sound. Big time for One Piece. Do you think other comics can still surpass it since it passed Superman? Also, are you picking up the Superman Spider-Man one-shot comic? Yeah, I definitely am going to want to pick up that story. I think that looks fun, just seeing Clark and Peter next to each other. It should be good. Yeah. What was that though about other comics? One Piece, do you think other comics will surpass it since... Probably not. One Piece is pretty huge. Love your videos. Keep up the spectacular work. Do you think Ben Kingsley will voice Metal Sonic, or is it that crazy? By the way, do you know that you can play the old God of War games just by using no, I've tried. You can only play up until like the second game. I want to start with the original game, or like the third God of War game. I don't know if you can play all of them. If you can play all of them, I'll play them right now. But I do have a PS Plus account, and I've looked at that before. Are you getting the Wolverine game? Of course. Ben Kingsley is Metal Sonic? I don't think so. I think someone brought up that if they give Metal Sonic a voice, it should just be Ben Schwartz in like a Batman voice. Just, I'm Sonic. And I'm like, that would be funnier than just getting a whole different voice actor. If you could cameo in any upcoming movie, which one would it be? An Avenger movie. Just be cemented in that. I think more Spider-Man movie. I'd like to just be in a Spider-Man movie. I think my dream right now, though, is to be, like, as 3C Films, a YouTube video, like maybe reviewing something in a movie. I think that'd be fun. Maybe there's, like, a plot about a bad movie review, and my videos were like, this was awful. I don't know what they were thinking. Take care. I don't know. Something like that would be fun. Can you remind Brooklyn I showed her Attack on Titan? Yeah, Brooklyn. He showed you Attack on Titan. Show some respect. Top 3 streaming services and why? Okay, Netflix, it's just the biggest one. Most variety, tons of stuff on there. Love the... honestly, I feel like I go to Netflix now more for documentaries over like true crime stuff. I like watching some of that stuff. But Netflix is just always there. It has a good variety. Number 2, I'm going to go HBO Max. And Max, in terms of quantity over quality, Max has it. Most everything on there is actually something studio made and well done. It's like on Netflix, once you start scrolling past page 3 or 4, you're finding Tubi movies. You're finding films that like nobody wanted and just ended up being dumped on the platform. HBO Max is like, you could scroll on there, you're going to find quality content. It's just a matter of whether you've seen it or not already. And plus, they have HBO shows, and those HBO shows are pretty good. So right now, 1, Netflix, and then HBO Max. Then I guess, I don't know if you go Disney Plus. I'll say Disney Plus because it has the Hulu tab now, and you could really get to Hulu. But I really only go to Disney Plus now for IP content, whether it's a Star Wars show, a Marvel show. Or I guess now when my kid starts watching more media, I'll probably have Disney Plus on more often so he can watch family friendly stuff. But right now as an adult, I don't really get on Disney Plus for anything other than if I know like, oh, the Daredevil show's back on, Wonder Man's on. So I honestly will go Hulu. Oh, you're right. Apple TV. You're right. Apple TV is underrated. Dang, Apple TV or Hulu? I'll go Apple TV. You're right. Apple TV. What was the show I just watched on Apple TV? Dude, Pluribus is awesome. Severance is awesome. I like the first season of Hijack. Did not get into season 2. I will admit that. There's probably more stuff on there I want to watch. Oh, Prime Video. Dude, oh, never mind. Prime Video has been pretty consistent. I mean, they got The Boys, they got Invincible. There's probably more stuff on there that I watched than other app. You know what? I'm switching out for Prime. I'm switching it out for Prime. Final answer. What about Tubi? Get your way out of here. Why you never talked about F1 movie? I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great. That was just one I think I just missed my press screening or I missed the weekend to talk about it. I liked it. I was surprised it got nominated for a Best Picture. It was good, enjoyable, but honestly, I didn't love it as much as the other Best Picture nominees. But I thought it was good. I really hope Scary Movie 6 doesn't overshadow Disclosure Day and Masters of the Universe at box office, and is someone who's excited to watch all three. Yeah, that I saw that they moved to the same day as Masters of the Universe. That's definitely gonna hurt them, and it's a similar demographic with older audiences too. I hope that movie still does well, especially if it's good. But man, I'm picking Scary Movie to win that weekend. Chris, please come to my wedding. Oh, buddy. You gotta tell me when it is and how close, dude. Minimum driving 2 minutes. Just so you know, the Roger L. Jackson voicing Rabbit is not finalized, and the writer accidentally leaked that they are trying to get him. Oh, so that's what it was. Okay, I'll have to add this part to the clip on the Clips channel so people know. Okay, if that's the case, dang it. I hope they get him though. That'd be awesome. I hope they get him. They are saving Tom Holland for Secret Wars Venom, I promise. Oh yeah, definitely. I think the Russo brothers definitely want to have that Secret Wars cover done and have him in the symbiote suit. And I mean, hey, every time the Russo brothers have touched Tom Holland, they've done a good job. I like the little setup they did in Civil War, and even just the little scenes. Dude, I think if the Russo brothers had done the Spider-Man trilogy, I would be glazing it a lot more than, you know, sometimes fighting with people about whether I should love or just like Homecoming, you know. But we're not getting into that. We're not getting into that. I still love Tom Holland. Touch what now? Touched his Hollander. Have you seen Regular Show? And did you hear they're bringing them? Are they bringing them back? I did watch Regular Show. Regular Show was like one of the last cartoons I watched before I became a man. Yeah, Regular Show, Adventure Time. That was the cutoff point. That was when I was like, I'm getting too old. I shouldn't be watching cartoons. I got to start doing real life stuff. And then things like, I guess, World of Gumball. What else was coming out after that? I don't even know. Henry Danger. I know that's not a cartoon, but in terms of like things I was like not watching anymore, that's when the new generation was kicking in and I had let go of. But proceeds to watch and check out Pixar. Yeah, buddy. Because that's cinema. Have you watched Ted TV show? Oh, yes. We just did a whole segment on it, buddy. Go back or check it out on the Clippies channel. Flappy Bird's movie in the works. I saw that. It's a fan-made film. It's a fan-made project. It's not an official movie releasing in theaters. But hey, good for the Flappy Bird fans. I hope people like it. I got excited too when I saw it. I was like, oh, Flappy Bird's the movie? Cool. But it's a fan-made project. All right. Yes, I missed Henry Danger. I hear it's peak. I'm sorry, guys. I missed out on Henry Danger. All right. I love you guys. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Be good and kind to each other. We'll be talking about more stuff on the channel. Love y'all faces. Take care of yourselves. Adios.